What's going on? The title race is over. Brighton have absolutely battered Arsenal at the Emirates 3-0 to De Zerbi's men. How good were they, by the way? But the title race is officially over. Man City have won it 3 times in a row now. Oh, I hate to say that. I absolutely hate to say that. And as much as I hate Arsenal, I was rooting for them to possibly win the league. I was rooting for them to stop Man City from doing it 3 times in a row. And now ourselves and Real Madrid have to hopefully stop Manchester City winning the treble. In this video as well, we'll talk about how does the Premier League and the teams and Man United and all that go about stopping this Manchester City side, because they are absolutely relentless with Pep Guardiola at the helm. But at the Emirates today, Arsenal were battered. It wasn't a tight win for Brighton, and they hit Arsenal on the counter-attack and grabbed all. They controlled that second half. They got 3 goals in that second half. Fantastic goals as well. And Sisso's goal was a clever move, despite the fact that Kivior went down in that move. Undav's goal was absolutely fantastic. And then Estupinan wrapped it up as well after a Ramsdale save. Saw the ball deflected out to him, and he saw a fantastic finish to wrap it up there towards the end. I think by that point, Arsenal's players, the fans, everyone's heads had gone. They knew the league was over. They knew the title race was over. And I think they just wanted to get off the pitch. But Brighton made sure that they paid. And De Zerbi as well has been absolutely fantastic. Since coming in and replacing Graham Potter, he is about to take Brighton on a European tour. They're playing much better football than they did under Graham Potter. And I think when Graham Potter left, I thought Brighton would be in trouble, potentially facing a relegation battle. Yes, they've got great recruitment, but Graham Potter was working wonders there. De Zerbi comes in and he shows that Brighton not only picked their managers well as they picked their players. So, hats off to them. Absolutely incredible. And they're going on a European tour. But let's talk about Arsenal. This was a Brighton team that were recently battered by Everton, remember. Arsenal today just didn't show up. Brighton were fantastic. Incredible. They played them off the park. I think I saw a possession stat which was like 60-40 at one point in that second half when Brighton were 1-0 up, and you'd maybe expect Brighton to sit off them a little bit. You could maybe argue for the first goal, is there a little foul on Kivior as someone steps on his, I think it's Enciso who eventually scores the goal, steps on him on his heel, takes his boot off and takes him out of the game. But maybe you got to hope for your defence. I know his boot's been taken off, but surely you got to stand and try and not expect to get given the free kick, because you're not always going to be given it. And it was quite one of those that kind of went under the eye. The first time you see it, you don't really see that he's taken his boot off and stepped on his heel. So, yeah. But Arsenal have lost the title against Brighton, against West Ham, against Southampton. We all thought it was going to come down to that game or those games between Arsenal and Manchester City, but it hasn't. And that's what will really eat at the Arsenal fans and the Arsenal players, is that it's 2-0 up against West Ham, 2-0 up against Liverpool, Southampton at home. And look, Brighton are a great team, but they've just been beaten by Everton. You've just come off a win against Newcastle. I know every team has if, buts and maybes, and as a United fan, we have plenty of them, thinking, oh, if we got a result here, we've got a result there. But when you're in a title race, to go to West Ham, when West Ham were there to be taken at that point, and I know, again, I'm saying this after we've just lost there, but when you're in a title race, you're 2-0 up, you have a penalty to go 3-1 up, and you let it slip like that, it's disastrous. Then you go to Anfield, 2-0 up, Liverpool aren't really playing in the game, you stoke the fire, Liverpool get a goal, they're back in it. Now you can look at the Anfield result, a draw at Liverpool is not too bad, but those results against Southampton, a team that went down, against West Ham, a team that were fighting against the drop and not really fighting at that point. I think that's where Arsenal ultimately lost it. I think they drew at St Mary's as well. So they'll be kicking themselves about that, and because they could have afforded to lose those games against City and still possibly done it. So yeah, disastrous for them. It will be disastrous for us if City go on to do a treble. Obviously, Manchester United got a chance to stop them in the cup final, although I'm worried about that. Hopefully Real Madrid can stop them in the Champions League. But they are absolutely dominant right now. 3 league titles in a row. Obviously, Fergie did that twice with a European Cup in between both times. But Man City, we've seen like Liverpool have tried to keep up with them at certain points in the seasons. Arsenal this time, they were pretty good, Arsenal, throughout the season, and they've come up short now. You could look at Arsenal's squad and say Arteta got an awful lot out of that team. It's not really a Premier League winning squad. There's still a number of players away from that, and Arteta squeezed everything that he could, but the rest have to do something. Chelsea, Manchester United, Liverpool potentially coming. You need all these teams trying to take points and take lumps out of Manchester City along the way. I think they've lost 4 games this season. You need to be bringing that up to about 6 if anyone's to stand a chance. And you can only do that. Yes, they'll drop points and lose games, surprise games against the likes of Brentford and all that. But you can only do that if you've got a strong Manchester United, a strong Chelsea and all that going for it. And those teams haven't been strong enough. I'm confident under Erik ten Hag we can build a title-winning team. But again, you look at our summer. Again, I'm bringing it to United. Now, you look at our summer ahead. We don't know who the owners are. We don't know what the budget is. We don't know what's going on. So we're not in a great position. Yeah, the teams around City have to do much better and look to push on, and you got to try and take some lumps out. Because we have seen at various points when City are under pressure, you can get them at times. But I think it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy at the end. It's like City are going to... I expected them to come good in this. I didn't expect Arsenal to win the league. I thought eventually City are going to come good again and eventually take over, and that's what they did. But, you can get at them. And if you could put pressure on them early enough, so that they're not so comfortable, chopping and changing their squads. You need a strong United, though, man. You really do. You need a strong United. Hopefully we can do some business and sort that out. How good is De Zerbi and Brighton, though, as well? They deserve so much. All the talk's going to be about Manchester City today and Arsenal, throwing the league title away or whatever. But De Zerbi, brilliant manager. He's coaching that team really well. They're playing football past Arsenal off the park at times today. Some of their movement and their positioning and the movement off the ball and the 1-2s and all that. Incredible stuff from them. So, yeah, hats off to Brighton. I'm sure their fans are looking forward to going on a European tour. But Arsenal fans, can't stand them. But I'm actually gutted that they didn't do it in the end, because City have gone and done it 3 times in a row, for fuck's sake. And Arsenal somehow were the lesser of evils. Imagine that. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're keeping it like, comment, share, subscribe. Go check out the stuff over on the club as well. I was supposed to be there today. Unfortunately, wasn't. But I'll be back there on Wednesday for Man City, Real Madrid. We'll be doing the podcast as well. So hopefully we'll be getting to see Real Madrid turn up to the Etihad and put on a Champions League masterclass. Because Lord help me if they win a treble. Oh, I feel sick.